What's going on, true believers? Guys, if you're looking at the Bitcoin charts right now, you're probably panicked just a little bit. It's trading at 46,770. But guess what? If you go back and you look just the last couple of months, this is not even the biggest dump in a day by far. And it always bounces back. This is not financial advice. That is financial advice. And I'm always right.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, guys, we're going to start off looking at a daily Bitcoin chart. And you can see right now we're trading at 46,798. There's a large push to the downside. You can zoom in here just a little bit, and you can see this big candle happened. And we are in a new candle right now with a lot less trading volume. But this big trading volume right here is nothing compared to what was happening over here, what was happening over here, what was happening over here. So this is just a little blip in a radar. The New Year's coming. A lot of people are taking their profits. Why are they taking their profits? They're taking their profits because this is the end of the year. This is where you have to pay your taxes. So people are cashing out and they're getting their tax money ready. And that's all. If you do look at the market, though, then you will find something. People seem to be a little bit tired. Bitcoin seems to be just a tad bit tired right now. I think that everybody's starting to feel that little lethargy at the end of the year. We're waiting for that New Year's resolution in order for everybody to start feeling a little bit better. So sit tight, stay with us, and all of this stuff you're going to start to see turn to a massive amount of green pretty soon. Moving on. All right, guys, as you can see here, the market's trading at 2.324 trillion. That's down about $200 billion over the weekend. Apologize for anybody who didn't know, but I was on vacation for that period of time. Took a few days off. So the trading volume is $108 billion, and you can see a lot of action in Tether, a lot of dump in Bitcoin, a lot of dump in Ethereum, a lot in Binance. Some of these down the line, you'll see are not doing very well, but others are holding up pretty well. And it goes back to blockchains. The blockchains seem to be holding up. You can see here, blockchain is still up on the week. A blockchain is still up on the week. A blockchain is still up on the week. Blockchain is just down a little bit on the week. So there's a lot of things going on in this market right now. But it's the end of the year. So the end of the year, the new broom sweeps clean. Remember that we're going to have that moment, that parabolic move. It's still coming. It's just taking a little bit of time. You're going to see probably a little bit more dump through the end of the year. You're going to see Bitcoin dominance probably start to fall a little bit more. I believe you're going to see Ethereum start to move upwards a little bit faster than Bitcoin. Remember, there's a mental thing here with Bitcoin. It's trading at 886 billion right now, but it was over $1 trillion just in recent memory. And being over $1 trillion, that's a mental thing. So Bitcoin's going to need to get back there for people to feel mentally good about the market. Now, all of the indicators, everything that you look at, everywhere that you look, everything looks beautiful. So the problem right now, it's just end of year sentiment. It's going to pick right back up as we get into January. I assume February, we're just going to blow up. It's all coming. As some of you know, every day there continues to be new tokens being added to everybody's mix. There continues to be new coins added to this realm. There continue to be new use cases that are coming up with on a daily basis for different things. Now, a market that cannot bear the finances of something like that, a market that cannot bear that would not have that happening. So when you look at the market and you see these dips, then it really just takes you a moment to go look at a chart and try to figure out where it is. And if you zoom back out, point of fact, the last Christmas Bitcoin Bitcoin was trading at And I don't know why this keeps doing this, but for some reason, I'm defaulting to 3 minutes. Anyway, last Christmas, and we can pull this out here. On Christmas, we were trading Bitcoin around 50,000. And when you go back here to Christmas and this past December, Bitcoin was trading at 24,000. So, I mean, it seems like nonsense to be complaining about something that doubled in the course of a year, but people are complaining because Bitcoin doubled in the course of a year. If you were someone who put $1 million into Bitcoin, then you'd have $2 million today, just because of Christmas. So, zoom out, take a look at these charts, and just understand that these things, they take a little bit of time, sure. But if you go back here and you look at where we at December 25, you were trading Ethereum at $600. Today it's at $3,700. So if you're hurting, then you're not making good investment decisions. But these numbers, they don't lie. What's going to happen here is the same thing. The same thing's going to happen. You're probably not going to see, because what you did see is about a 6x, almost a 7x lift on Ethereum 1 year to the next. But you're probably not going to see that again. However, it's very possible that you're going to see a 3x. So if you've got a big stack of money that's burning a hole in your pocket, then you could do a lot worse than adding to your Ethereum holdings and letting that sit until Christmas time next year. Moving on. All right, guys, a lot of us in this market talk about being diamond hands, but guess what? Diamond hands don't have this much red in the water all the time. So I think we found out that our Saitama brethren are not as diamond handed as we had come to expect, or that we believe. Trading is at 48.60 right now. That's up 2% to the previous day. Saitama should be launching in the next couple of days. For anybody who's been paying attention, there was an AMA. Russ said, as soon as it's completed, it'll be out within 24 hours. Then, as it neared completion, there was another AMA in which it became favorable market conditions. So they're going to launch it within the next couple days. But the important thing for that to remember is Saitama is going to launch. I've already got it downloaded on my phone, by the way. Saitama is going to launch. You're going to see a lot of pairings, and then you're going to see what Russ called a hyper burn. And that hyper burn is going to be because all of these transactions are going to be happening, and they're going to be entirely deflationary, and the supply is going to rapidly dwindle because of all of the pairings, because of everything that's going on. And this should end up being a really cool and really good thing. If it plays out the way they are thinking, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. So hold on to your hat, because Saitama is probably going to have a crazy epic run. Now, a quick look over at Floki. Floki's trade at 10,613. Went under the $1 billion market cap. You're getting used to seeing Floki up here at this level, and it doesn't seem like anything just creates that massive move. You can see here there was that very, very big move as soon as Elon posted his Santa Floki picture, but it was not sustainable, did not sustain over the long term. Although there was an announcement the other day that they've reached 388,000 overall hodlers, so that's a very good thing. But this cascade of sell-off right here, it's just weak hands. It's just a bunch of weak hands at the end of the year. I mean, they're breaking the Bollinger Bands with the sell-off right now, so it's not great. But moving on, Kishu. So Kishu's trading at 2143, total market cap 207 million. Again, it's the same thing, just a lot of weak hands right now doing their sell-off thing. We had the nice little lift that came right before Christmas, the Christmas miracle, and then we had the big sell-off as people were taking their profit. Now, it's the end of the year. People are going to do that. They're going to have these moments where they just don't hodl because it's who they are. They were looking for the quick profit. Now some people are looking to take money out to pay their taxes, and it's got to come from somewhere, and it's going to come from something that is not pushing, and that is a good push to see that over a couple of days, but it's not a great push. So there are a lot stronger products right now that are sitting out there that are showing a little bit more life and a little more trade volume than what we're seeing right now in this market. Moving on. Volt 6443. It's a little sideways action. There was a couple of days ago, we dropped back down here and we were at this level, and all of a sudden you saw this epic run back up, and it capped out about 1700. So that was a nice 4x for anybody who was in it. Well, now here we are again. Do we have it in us to do another one of those epic runs? Only you can decide that one. But trading volume, 680,000, that's a pretty good amount, and would indicate that if we just had 600,000 coming in and only 80,000 going out, then that market cap would soar back up to about $6 to $8 million. Everything would look a whole lot better. People would be feeling really good about it. Moving on. All right, Starlink trading at 37.85. Market cap's 377 million. Just couldn't sustain. Got that Christmas lift. I was hoping that we'd get a lot more than what we got. But if you can see here from the bands, the trade volume continues to be very good. The only time you see it start to tighten a little bit is during these sell-off periods. But this green candle right here, this is a really high green candle, which means that there's a lot of volume activity. And when you see that, that tends to mean that you're going to have a move to the upside. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. There's been a lot of buzz around Warp Nexus, so hopefully that's going to end up moving this in a big way. Moving on. All right, HawkFi is trading at 0.0035, and continues to have these big moments where there's just a massive move down or a massive move back up. This drop right here to 28 caused a move back up to 36 in very quick order. And guys, that's a 35% increase in the course of a 1 hour period if you played it the right way and you got in the right spot. So I think that we need some advertising. I think we need to see a little bit more of HawkFi everywhere. A targeted campaign is probably going to be the best thing that can happen right now because as HawkFi changes, it's getting lost in a shuffle of a lot of different tokens, and you're going to have to make that mark, and you're going to have to snap your fingers and let people know here you are and make them make that investment. Moving on. Okay, Sandshoe trading at 2,400. Again, as with everything, we got that nice cascade upwards. Looks like about a 50% increase over a short period of time. And then we got that cascade back down because what we got was a false run up. And now we've got this giant Bitcoin dump, giant Ethereum dump. Everything is slowing down tremendously. So we're sitting at 2,400, which is about dead even in the 24-hour period. Low trading volume. This is a long-term hold. And we'll see what we'll see over the next couple of days. Let's move on and get back to Boss Token. You guys asked for it. Boss Token trading at 1024. And that looks like a little bit of sideways action, at least over the last 5 or 6 days. Going back right here to the last time it was trading at around 10. There was a nice big up right here of about 25%. Wasn't sustained. However, there was, remember this, a dump down here. So if you got in right around here, then you're feeling pretty good right now. The volume is down a little bit. Let's remember, there's a number way up here that I said we're going to get back to at some point, 39.42. And it looks like that trend is going to take a little bit of time to make that correction and move to the upside. However, there's now 10,732 hodlers, and that's not a bad thing. Moving on. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but we are in a market that is moving tremendously by the second. And I addressed this the other day. There's about $58 billion just in the meme coin market alone. A lot of us are not part of that meme coin universe, but in some ways, we're going to be considered part of it. That being the case, there's only $58 billion to go around. Now, when you take a look at the top 10 that are trending right now on Uniswap, I've been covering all the time Floki, HawkFi, Kishu, Saitama, Sanshu, Starlink. There was a time where we covered some other ones, but we also covered Cliff, we covered Shinja, we covered Volt, we covered quite a few different ones. But what is trending right now in the top 10 on Uniswap? Gas, Butterfly, SOS, Cold, Kaiba, Jinx, Kujo, Spell, Saitama, and Metis. Only one of the more popular tokens is listed in that top 10. That is a product of what is going to become a very big problem, and it's going to be a very big problem very soon because there are now a cottage industry of pump and dump tokens that have no real future. Now, a lot of these are going to be started by people who are just looking to do a pump and dump because they want the whales to come in and make them a bunch of money, and then they're going to sell. And what they do is they use a scam. This scam is called added liquidity. And what they do is they take these big wallets and they have these wallets that they're set up, and then every once in a while, you're going to see a gigantic cascade of sell. And you're going to see maybe even a specific number on a sale. And it's just going to be that dev team taking profits. There was one just recently. It still goes on. And then they said they were doing it because of another token. Then you go look at the other token, they're doing it too. Then you go look at another token, they're doing it too. So what they're doing is they're having premeditated sales that happen at a specific volume or at a specific time in order to sell off the existing tokens that they have. Now, the the common line if you're a degen is that you call this adding liquidity. Adding liquidity means that you're pulling out whatever the Ethereum is. That's not adding anything. What you're doing is you're suppressing the price by adding more tokens that were previously being held into that pool. And no matter how you like it or don't like it, that's not cool. That's one of the things that you can say about a token like, let's say, Kuma. Kuma does not hide behind liquidity. They don't give you bogus answers about, well, we're adding to liquidity while they are siphoning out Ethereum. They don't do that. One of the things that you will see on Floki is that you don't have a situation in which somebody is adding liquidity to anything. There's a difference between a token that has value and a token that will move forward and a token that you are just being played long term. If you want to know whether you're being played long term or not, just start looking at the sales. You can tell if there's a specific sale that's happening over and over and over and over again. That's just a degen scam that has been around since the dawn of time or the dawn of meme tokens, and it's just adding liquidity when all it's really doing is pulling Ethereum from the pool, giving it to the developer for the developer to do something. Now, if the developer does something with that, for example, let's say that the developer gets 100 Ethereum over the course of that day, and they use that 100 Ethereum to do $400,000 worth of marketing. Well, maybe that's to the benefit. If the price of it goes up, if the price is going way up, then that's to the benefit. If it doesn't, then that means that they're keeping it. It's not hard. You can figure this stuff out on your own. You just have to look at the sells. You just have to look at the buys. You just have to understand what it is that's going on and who it is that you're messing with. And remember, that there are a lot of tokens out here that are charging you right now. I believe that several of them are in the 13 to 16% rate as a tax just to move in and out. What they are is they're just whale splashing pads. And if you're not a whale, you're going to get wrecked. Guys, that's my time. Hope you guys had a good Christmas, and let's have a happy new year.
I'm looking for the good life.